Morning, Natalie. How are you? How are you, Cass?
Hey, I'm good, Phil.
Great to have you with us, Phil. It's so lovely to talk to you this morning.
Thank you for that intro.
It's brilliant. I mean,
it's not a bad CV.
Who wouldn't be proud of that?
Oh, well.
It's not, it's fantastic. But anyway, okay, the future of Jordan Henderson, 33, linked with a move to Saudi Arabia. If he does go, what are Liverpool losing?
One of the big things, I've been thinking about this since you asked me to come on last night, and to lose Jordan and James Milner both in the one summer would be a massive thing, because I always look, yes, you have good squads, you have good players, you need good characters, and we've been blessed with having two good leaders in there. I know they are two on what we used to call a committee of about 4 players, Virgil van Dijk being another one. So to lose Millie and Jordan would be a massive blow. It is a tough decision. It's not one that I think to be taken. And I know I was listening to you guys, and you were saying, it's a big decision that he's got to make with Jurgen Klopp, his charter, be interesting. It's his family as well. Mm-hmm. It is huge. It's completely different lifestyle out there. So it is quite a big decision for the relatively young man.
I was saying earlier, Phil, that I've always felt I've got no divine right to tell any player what they should do with their career. And that I always have to remind myself of that, because, he chooses where he wants to go and where he wants to play for whatever reason.
Absolutely. And I think that should be given. He's a conscientious young man. He's always had great values. He'll be looking at. I was always given some good advice many years ago. Is when I was going with Gerard Houllier as his assistant manager at Aston Villa. I got some good advice where put all the fors to one side and all the againsts, and weigh up what you think will be. And I think it is a good one for Jordan to actually look at and to think, what are his gains? What is he going to lose about this? Because it's not a simple one, although the money is quite staggering. I keep hearing £700,000 a week. It is just mind-boggling. And I heard somebody on Sky saying, it's not life-changing. And it is. I don't care how much. And they were going, he's a multi-millionaire anyway. But that sort of money for 2 years, and I know he's got 2 years left on his contract, is quite incredible at any point in anybody's life.
Yeah, they're astronomical figures that we're talking about, certainly. And you say about he's going to have to weigh up the pros and the cons, what he'll gain, what he'll lose. Do you think if he moves to Saudi Arabia, he will lose the possibility of being a part of England?
I think that is a big chance. I again, I listen, I read, and before the Malta game and the North Macedonia game, which were two that England would rightly win, 4-0, 7-0, Jordan Henderson was not a given starter for England. It was Jordan was in there, like Conor Cody. They were good people to have around, and he played very well in those 2 games. But he was not a guaranteed starter. Now people are putting it on as though Jordan was a nailed-on starter for England. Players will be fit when the Euros come round. Would Jordan actually be in the starting lineup? Probably I very doubt it. And it's going to be the same with England. And these are the fors and againsts. He wasn't a natural starter for Liverpool. Jordan has been one of my favourite players during this Klopp era. But he's not always in this last 12 months been a starter. It's been a difficult season for us. And so Jordan would be looking at that side, because with sort of Zobazai coming in and McAllister coming in, he'd be looking, would his minutes be sort of marginalised? So all these things have got to be thought out with him, the England stuff and the Liverpool stuff also.
When Jordan left Sunderland to come to Liverpool, I think Kenny was the manager at the time, Phil, who took Jordan there. And a lot of people within the game thought, is Jordan really ready for Liverpool? Boy, did he prove everybody wrong.
Wow. And there was a certain great manager who said he didn't fancy him and look at him because of his gait.
Yeah.
And you went, what? And he's put all that to bed. He's been an absolutely stalwart for Liverpool. Now, as I said before about his character, to have him in that, not just in the team, but in the squad, the stuff that he's won, it has been incredible, phenomenal for the young man. 12 years he's been at our football club and he's done us proud.
So, Phil, let's look ahead to the future with Liverpool, whether Jordan Henderson is a part of it or not. You spoke obviously about last season, how it didn't go according to plan for Liverpool. Though they rallied towards the end, and there was a possibility they could have finished in the top four. Just fell away again right at the end. In terms of transfers, they've obviously made some moves already. Who else and where else should they strengthen?
Well, I think I would like to think there'd be another midfield player. I would like to see that being strengthened, because Jordan this summer, we have heard about Thiago going to Saudi Arabia, and there was talk about Fabinho. So there's a wind of change happening in our midfield. Kite is gone, Oxlade-Chamberlain's gone. So you can see that area needs to be reconstructed again. I'm more than pleased with the signings. So there's a midfield player, and probably I would think maybe a central defender. I do like our quartet, what we have, but Matip and Joe have been injury prone in this last 12 months, and I just think we might need another one. Nat Phillips can't sort of remain there all the time. Surely he will want to play, but that is obviously down to him.
Phil, you were a centre-half and you just talked about the positions and you're quite happy with it. Do you think there's a big onus, because Virgil van Dijk was so good and, for a period of time, unquestioned one of the best centre-halves in the world and had an indifferent year for what he's capable of. Do you think a lot rests on Virgil this year?
I think he is. It wasn't just Virgil. There was so many players who were sort of off form, the confidence all dropped. Do you know what, Kaz? I looked at him, people asking why and what's happened. The season was started too early. The pre-season was cut short. We played every game of the previous season. All these things taken into account, playing the Jurgen way, which is high press, high energy. And I think we suffered more than most because of that. And it's no surprise we came good at the end. But it does need a rejig.
Phil's been brilliant. Thank you. Is life treating you well?
Life is lovely, yes. I miss Sky, I miss Soccer Saturday, and I miss all the lads, but they're all dwindling.
It's all changed. It's all changed now.
Yeah, and you will know well, Natalie. And you, Cass.
Phil,
it's great to chat to you,
absolute
Phil. You
pleasure,
take care.
Phil. Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Take care.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.